Hi, hey, hello. It is Zero Narrative or Zuka Zero, or even Eli, whatever you want to call me. And I wanted to talk about the status of Type Soul. Currently, Cetro released a statement about why people were so mad and just an apology in general. And I honestly wasn't gonna make a video about it until I saw some videos. One of the main videos, no hate to the creator, obviously. I get it completely because people have lives outside of Type Soul. People have lives and they want to play the game without having to rely on summer. And considering it's ending within like 1 or 2 weeks, I totally get it. Star BMS, a YouTuber with 11.4 subscribers, or 11.4 thousand subscribers, my bad. He made a video called Release the Game Tomorrow, Cetro. He completely went off on Cetro and talked about how he should have thought ahead of time and release the game at a better date, considering that his fan base is mainly people who go to school and mainly kids, which again, understandable. I completely understand that, and I think that is a smart call on his part. However, I think Cetro honestly made a huge mistake by not listening to any of the feedback and still sticking with the 31st as his release date. Cetro currently put out I would say apology, but it's more like he's trying to loop his words. This is honestly just what he said. I don't want to summarize it because then it'll sound like something that it's not. So, you can skip ahead of the video. I won't mind. But he says, your anger is understandable, and it wouldn't be prudent to not give you some form of explanation as to why the game is dropping the 31st instead of earlier in the month. Yes, the game was closed for 6 months, about to be 7. Within this time, we have done our best to try and make sure the game is at a point where we can be comfortable with it being led out again. A lot of the balance changes, nerfs, and just overall content added to the game were done to the game with nothing but the best intentions in mind for it in the future. I want to be clear. Me joking and saying soon and just always being vague is not an attempt to try and give the game more hype. It already has it. It's a well-known game. But my attempt at trying to gatekeep and make things a surprise quickly turned into people thinking these guys are taunting us. Whether you see this message as some form of closure or as more fuel to fire to your anger, I want you to understand that the release date being pushed to the 31st is just as making sure that you'll enjoy the game as much as possible. As rushing would just not make the game fun, would ruin pretty much everything we've worked for up to now. We want this game to come out just as much as you, but there are standards. There are certain criterias we are trying to meet. Whether you view this as an excuse again, it is purely up to you. I'm not asking for your sympathy. Just know we only want what's best for the game, and I understand it's not releasing in a perfect time does not reflect our work ethic. Our developers who've worked on the game have worked really hard. There have been nights where some of us stay up to 2 to even 3 days. We wouldn't try this hard if we didn't care. Your frustration with Type Soul is not overshadowed or overlooked, and I appreciate all of your delay, or all of you dearly. Unfortunately, this is the date, whether perfect or not. So, I mean, I get it. I understand. It's a sad situation, but if it just feels like the planning wasn't there. From other content creators, they have spoke out that Cetro, or well, no, he Cetro himself actually, he did mention that they were waiting on one person to finish up their assets, and then they said the game was pretty much finished, which is in the announcements. So Cetro said the game is finished itself. So considering that he's releasing it on the 31st, while the game is done, is kind of crazy to me. He also has playtesters who have played the game, and some think it's perfectly fine, while others think it's not, up to par. But that's how playtesters are. They're meant to challenge a lot of the stuff in the game, which I get. But I genuinely do think that the game will either be really fun for some people or it will come out really sadly. I honestly, I'll leave the rant video. I think that's what it is, of Star BMS in the description. But I honestly agree with a lot of stuff he said. Not the assassination in GTA part. That's a little crazy, but I get it. I honestly understand the amount of upset, and the guy's off to China, so he's automatically going to have some problems because it's just harder to do all that, especially when you're on vacation or not vacation, when you're off for schooling and it's fully paid off. You don't want to waste that opportunity on type solo ball things, especially. But honestly, I don't really have a strong opinion on this. I'm just excited for it to release. I do have some plans on the in the future about what I want to release on Type Soul. I have some video ideas that I think you guys will really enjoy. But I mean, without anything else, I've been Zuka Zero, and I really do hope you enjoyed this video. I will try to post more. However, the Type Soul drama has been dull, and the Type Soul updates have been dull, mainly because we're waiting for the game to come out. But I will be collaborating with a friend of mine. I will keep that a secret until further notice. But if you would like to stick around, I always appreciate it. And yeah, I hope you have an amazing day. See ya.